and NLP in sales, and this is how the sales improve. So first of all, the customers must buy you as an individual, and then they buy the product that you're selling. You're selling the product first, which is wrong. First you should sell yourself. Once the customer buy you, then whatever you sell, they're ready. We have people with us, I've been teaching for 35 years. And I still have people who have been coming to me for the last 28 years. Now, they were 14 years old girl, now they have their own kids. And they come and see me and I'm amazed. I said, oh, you're so old now. It has so many years. People meet me after 20 years. One of the reasons is many of them, way back in 1974 and then in 1986, they bought me first as an individual. Now whatever I sell, they buy it because they trust me. Okay, so first sell yourself. The way you dress, the way you look, the way you sit, everything counts. Al Falah recruited a team of, I don't know, about 50 MBAs a couple of years back. They called me for a presentation, a lecture, a motivation lecture. Most of them sitting there, MBAs from IBA and from LUMS. And the way they were sitting, I said, if you guys come to me for a job, I wouldn't take you as a peon also. On their faces. I said, MBA is nothing, just a degree. You don't know how to sit in a lecture. You are not absorbing anything, you are not learning anything. You think you're MBAs, you know everything. And that's a problem. People stop learning. Learning never stops. Until we die, the process of learning never ends. The president of UPL, Amir Zafar Khan, you see, I'll give his example when I come to the next slide. Personal development, these are the areas that you can cover. Emotional control, higher emotional intelligence, keeping yourself motivated. You use timelines, we teach in NLP of how to set goals and achieve goals. And it comes true. Limiting beliefs, there are certain beliefs which limit you. Release those beliefs so that you are not limited. Unwanted emotions, they prey on you most of the time. You don't even realize certain emotions, they are always there. Visualize your future and align your values around money, career, health, relationship and family for greater success. In West now, they've realized the importance of relationships in life. So if you are a successful entrepreneur or you're a successful director or a manager, success is not only how much money you're making at the end of the year. It is how committed you are with the people who are working with you in the office as well as people back home and the community that you live in. That's where they sort of measure your level of success. Next. Understand how your mind works. Learn to model success people and be as successful as they are. The success of people, model them. Next. When we teach NLP, we use these four cornerstones or pillars of NLP. Outcomes. Outcome basically is different than goal. The moment we teach you how to convert a goal into an outcome, it is easier for you to achieve it. Outcome is different than a goal. So right now, for the time being, consider this as a goal or as an objective or a purpose or a desire. Rapport is relationship. In order to achieve this, you have to constantly build rapport with your colleagues, your subordinates, your bosses, your clients, everywhere. You continuously build rapport at different levels. SA is sensory acuity. We teach you how to see more, hear more, feel more. You're talking to a person, you're not feeling what he's feeling. You're not listening to what he's saying. You're listening to what your brain says. So we teach you how to listen so that you know what he means, what he wants to communicate. How to feel what he's feeling. He's lost a consignment. DHL had a lot of angry customers. A consignment is lost. And that guy is an exporter from Sialkot. He has a huge order. The samples are lost. He's very angry. What do you do with him? How do you console him? You can't track that shipment. It's gone somewhere. It's gone. The samples have gone. The buyers have not received the samples. They're not willing to give the order. So what do you do? That's where we teach sensory acuity. Feel what he's feeling. You don't feel that because your consignment is not lost. It's not your loss. Somebody else's loss. You can say, I sympathize with you. That doesn't work, my friend. Right? You have to blend with his emotion and then you get a way out. You are able to connect with him and then whatever you say, he will accept it. Until you connect at the emotional level, it won't work. And flexibility, that's where it's important. You have to be flexible in your approach. You have a strategy and you're using that strategy with the client and somehow it is not working. So what do? You change the strategy instantly. Be flexible. We don't do that. Ever seen some of our leaders while they give speech, everything is ready in front of them. They don't move right and left, not an inch from what is being written on the paper. And it doesn't matter whether you are listening or not. Next. Okay, self-communication. That's part of the internal communication that we teach you in NLP. Most of us don't know that the most important element of our success in terms of communication, external communication, it actually is internal communication. You will communicate externally based upon how you communicate internally with yourself. This is called self-communication. Now, some of the programs that we have are these. I can't do it. Appreciates me. This is all generalization. This is generalization. No one appreciates you. Once you do NLP, we teach you how to change this so that the person stops using these. And definitely, self-communication, if there are hurdles, then once you remove that, the person is able to do it. We teach different models depending upon the kind of objective the organization has in terms of learning and integrating NLP in their corporate culture. So different models we teach. One is this a very excellent model called Bagel model. In USA the bagel is very famous these days. In the morning everybody has a bagel. Now bagel is to find out what's wrong, what is preventing your subordinate, your colleague, somebody in the organization from achieving results. What is it? Why is he not able to do it?